Hey, buds. Thank you for tuning into today's episode when you can literally be doing anything else.
If you guys are somehow liking the content that we're putting out for you guys weekly, please feel free to leave a like or a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcast.
And if you want to watch us, you can find us on YouTube at the Fantasy Buds Podcast. You can leave a like or comment, and you can subscribe to us.
And if you even for some reason decide you want to follow us on Instagram, we are at Fantasy Buds Podcast to keep up with all of our daily advice and shenanigans.
Thanks for listening, and hope you enjoy the show.
And holy shit, your guys' division fucking blows.
It's so horrible.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
Yeah,
and then
read it off.
And
Just
then
read it off.
The East Division. So I'm gonna go over the team. We can go over the teams that didn't make it too, because I just want to go over this. So
And this is the only reason I make it.
11-3, 9-4-1.
Welcome back, buds, to the Fantasy Buds Podcast. It's your host, Brian, Mark, and Tim. That's right. And with that a wink, that means it is the Fantasy Football Playoffs, Week 15. The fantasy regular season has ended. We've had a lot of ups and downs throughout the year.
Yeah.
But the pain is over for a short time because we've made it in most of the dances. I know I've made it in all mine in some ugly fashion, but how about you, gentlemen?
Made it in 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3?
Yeah.
I made it in all mine, but
That's the thing.
some
of them don't look good.
Like, holy fuck, man. Like, I might as well not even have made it in CJ.
Imagine being 7-0 and someone comes up to you and says, "You're not going to win another game the rest of the
I'd
year."
laugh in your
Like,
face.
shut the fuck up.
Then,
Get out of here. And
no, hold on. I have a list of all the players that I lost this year to injury.
let's hear them.
So I lost. Let's see. I got to pull up my list real quick. I lost 8 starters.
That's an entire
That's an
line.
entire lineup. That's an entire lineup. I lost. Let's see. Who should we start with? My quarterback, my running back, my tight end, my number 1 receiver, my first round pick, my second receiver, my waiver pickup that I spent half my money on. I don't know where to start. So let's just start with Lamar Jackson. Might as well have been hurt since week 3. Literally did not have one. Like, he was actually pretty awful. Like not even good from week 3. And to be honest, even when I was winning, it wasn't in spite of him. DeAndre Swift is the most useless player that I've had all year. I was so high on him, and he's been hurt all year. Jamal Williams is just the best running back in NFL
touches,
history.
lack of scoring.
Like, just lack of touches. Great offense. He doesn't get goal line touches. They don't throw him the fucking ball anymore. He's another guy who's been hurt, but he might as well have just been out for the year at this point. Cooper Kupp, that was the worst one.
Yeah.
There's just no replacing that. 35 points a game.
We'll say it 100 times over. You cannot
Can't replace it. He was going to be the wide receiver 1 again this year. If he played.
I think he was either going to finish as the 1 or 2.
He
without a
was
doubt.
going to do it again. I would still take him in the first round next year. I don't fucking give a shit about the injury.
He showed nothing. He showed no signs of slowing down. Like he just got hurt. That was it.
He
It was an
had
ankle
one bad
injury.
game all year.
He didn't tear up his knee or Achilles or anything serious in that fashion. It was just an ankle injury. The team's bad. They're going to shut him down. You're not going to see him. So.
Mike Williams
was
was also a bad one because Mike Williams has actually been kind of good. He was pretty good actually
when healthy.
when he was playing. Look, he boomed more than he busted, which, to be honest, when you have Cooper Kupp, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you're booming more than you're busting, like, you're helping me, and he was. Like, that was an underrated loss for me. Like, because when I replaced him, it was with fucking DJ Moore or like Jacoby Myers, who's also on this list, hurt now.
Yep.
And DJ Moore, who's also on this list, hurt now. Michael Thomas, I was able to move off him, but hurt as well. Didn't play a game for me since week 2. Zach Ertz, hurt.
Out for the year.
The
with
tight
an
end,
injury.
top 3 tight end, helped me every single game, hurt. You know who I replaced him with? Trey McBride, who gets targeted 3 times a game. That was all I could
And there's
get.
nobody really
There's
out
nobody-
there to pick up.
Who else am I going to pick up?
Terrible.
Who am I going to pick up? Chigoziem Okonkwo? Who am I going to pick up?
You could.
To be, I actually kind of like him.
Yeah.
But still, it's besides the point. And then before I traded Chris Godwin, I had him too, but I traded him because I thought he was going to be hurt all year. But no, I trained. He just magically recovered. He was totally fine. And
He was hurt multiple
he had
times
an
with you.
ACL tear. He came back, hurt his hamstring, which is very common after ACL tear. So I'm like, all right, like, do you blame me?
No, I don't blame
I
you for
was
the Chris
sitting there and
Godwin
I'm like,
stuff.
this guy's gonna be hurt all year. So I traded him. And ever since I traded him, not one questionable.
Well, that's what you did
No.
with Mike Thomas. And you were right about that.
And it worked. But
Sometimes it just doesn't work.
it didn't.
It doesn't turn out how you think.
And it's just been an absolute fucking nightmare for me. Like, I actually thought I had a good shot to win, but you can't do anything. Because when you lose that many, like, what are you supposed to do?
No.
And, like, nobody in this league will trade with me, too. So it's like,
I think when you became 7-0 and then
nobody
you
will
started,
trade with me.
you became
So-
7-0, lost all your players, and then everybody was like, fuck them.
Yeah, like, why would I try to help
let
you?
'em die.
And to be honest, I don't blame them. I wouldn't try to help me either.
No.
So,
I was telling you, you were like, why doesn't anybody want to trade me? And I'm like, dude, because you're 7-0.
Yeah,
like,
like,
nobody
I
wants
don't-
to make. Nobody wants to be that team that makes the trade that puts that guy over the top.
yeah.
Nobody wants to be
I'll
that
tell
guy.
you what, though. I was not. Brandon kept trying to get Saquon Barkley off me. I'm like, I'm not.
He's coming down with.
I am
He's
not.
going
He is
down with
sinking
the
with my
ship.
ship. Nope. Him and DeAndre Swift will sink with this fucking ship. And Mike Williams. They're all sinking with me. I don't give a shit. But I play Joe this week. Joe pretty much just has a bye week. Like, there's no way I would need somebody. I would need Saquon Barkley to have like 700 yards and 20 touchdowns pretty much for me to win, because Joe has a pretty good team. He had I think he had the highest points for in our league, or one of.
No, he was second in
was
scoring.
second. Joe Burrow, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, Mark Andrews, Chris Olave, and Latavius Murray. He has him right now, and Jamal Williams, but fuck him.
You were actually one of the highest scoring teams in the league at one point, and then once
now
you lost
I'm like
your
the
players,
bottom. I think.
now you're in the bottom 4.
Yeah, I was like third in the beginning of the year.
So you're the least high scoring team in the playoffs. The highest scoring team within the playoffs is Brandon, the number 1 seed in the TJ division. That's 21-34 he scored this year. 14.
That's actually crazy. 2,100 points.
I don't think anybody's cracked 2,000.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot. That's a fuck ton. Joe's right there behind him at 1936. He's the 3 seed. Dave is the 2 seed, but he's had a pretty good year too.
So the last
1844.
time my team broke, not even just one, I'm gonna tell you guys the last time my team broke 100 points. Week 10. That was 5 weeks ago. At this point,
You haven't even cracked it.
I have not
since.
even cracked 100 since then. So like, I can't really do anything. It's whatever. I'm gonna be a bye week. You guys, on the other hand, Tim unfortunately missed.
by a hair.
And Tim had a good team too, but to be honest, I just wish Tim made it over me, because my team is just a pile of trash.
The only reason you made it is because you started.
Because I started
7-0.
7-0.
That's
yeah,
literally
and
it. That's the only thing that saved you.
like Tim honestly has a way better team than me. It's kind of a shame that
No,
he
it's because I had the
missed.
most points scored against me in the entire league.
Yeah, he got like 200
Yeah.
dropped on
Yeah.
him like 3
I
times.
scored 1,806 points for, and there was 1,808 points against me.
It's just, see, fantasy is 50% skill and 50% luck. The skill is playing the right matchups, drafting good teams, making the right pickups, making good trades. That's the skill part. The luck part, you can't control who you play against. That's
And the
it.
funny thing was, too, it was all the games that I could have won, I would have won if Justin Jefferson just broke like 15. That was it. I needed 15 from my first round pick, and I would have won those games.
At least your first round pick is still.
He's
wearing
still the
a
number
jersey
one.
and
Yeah, he's
suiting
still
up.
alive.
He's still the number 1 receiver
2.
overall.
Yeah, you still.
Who's number 1?
I
No,
think it's still Hill.
He's won.
No,
now.
no.
Jefferson's won after
Jefferson
last
has won.
week or this week.
After going, no, he is too.
Oh,
Is it still Hill?
In
I think it's still Hill.
free agency, he's won.
Wait, well,
Well, we
Hill,
have more bonuses in TJ than we do with free agency.
Yeah, because Hill catches all the bombs.
Yeah.
and
Hill
shit.
did have 2 long touchdowns.
Yeah.
This past week, so that makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, there's nothing I could do in that sense.
Yeah,
It was just,
You had
But at the end of the
Stevenson,
day,
Taylor.
I look at it, it's like I really didn't deserve it because I overthought a lot of shit. Like if I just left George Pickens in against Nick, I would have won. I would have made playoffs. That's why. It was like I made so many of those second guessing and making those little things where if I just left them in, I probably would have like 9 wins.
See, it honestly, it's unfair to yourself to think that way because when you miss playoffs that close, you can go back to literally, you could name 100 scenarios that you could have done differently. So it's not a good idea to beat yourself up and be like, if I started this guy or that
It's
guy or
hard,
this
yeah.
and that, because you're just going to drive yourself crazy because
Yeah.
thousands of things could
The
change.
one thing I will
throughout the
say
year.
though, looking back now, I definitely did have to make the trades that I did make to even have a shot.
Because your team did start snapping at the end here.
Yeah, it was the Taylor trade that I made with Mason. I had to make that trade. I
Yeah.
would say I probably won that trade.
I mean,
Long-term-
I certainly say so.
Yeah, long term, I'd say I won it.
Mason
Even the
traded-
trade with you with Jalen Hurts, it filled more pieces in my team
Yeah,
than I had. So I had to make that trade. And then the other trade I made with you to get Tua, it worked out for me. So
Well, Tua and Garrett, that you won that trade technically.
Yeah.
Because Tua and Garrett Wilson have been very solid. Like, I feel like if I kept Tua, Wilson, and also Stevenson without doing the Jalen Hurts
Yeah.
trade, maybe I'm better off, but maybe I'm in the same spot with better players. I don't know. I mean, my lineup, I finished 8-6. I'm the 4 seed. I have Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, Isaiah Pacheco, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Pittman, Marquise Brown, TJ Hawkinson, Donta Foreman, Alan Lazard, Treylon Burks, and Jeff Wilson.
I like your matchup
Yeah.
this week.
I do like the matchups this week.
Now, Brandon's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough sledding from. My bracket is the defending champ, who has a very solid team. He has Justin Fields, James Conner, Rashad White, Diggs, St. Brown, Waddle, and Christian Watson. That's a fucking scary lineup.
You want to play Dave, but unfortunately, I think you would. If you won, you would have to play Big B.
No, I do have to play Big
Either
B.
one of you would.
So I'm on that side of the bracket. I got to play the 1 seed.
And Big B is 12-2.
12-2, and his lineup
It's
At the-
actually insane.
yeah,
as
Like,
the
I'm not
1
gonna
seed.
lie.
Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, David Montgomery, Tyreek Hill, Tyler Lockett, Travis Kelce, Amari Cooper, Josh Palmer, Tyler Boyd.
Now we just took a dump on Big B when he
We
drafted.
shat on his
But
team before.
I'll
this
tell you what,
season.
Big B just flipped us the biggest middle finger that you ever could, because you know why Big B is a good team? Because he took all the best players. He didn't overcomplicate his draft. He didn't get cute and take guys like DeAndre Swift and CeeDee Lamb. And look, CeeDee Lamb has come alive a little bit towards the end, but
You got more use out of
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill.
absolutely. And like Michael Pittman went before Tyreek Hill.
Like those two should not have gone over Tyreek Hill.
And
they
like
shouldn't have.
it's just even like Aaron Jones went before Tyreek Hill, and like some of these guys we overthink it and get
Yep.
too cute. And Big B was like, nah, I'm gonna take Travis Kelce instead. And looking at it from just a football standpoint, Travis Kelce is a way better player than anybody we just said.
Yes.
So
He's a Hall of Famer.
I mean, this is a guy who probably should be going in the first round because of how automatic he is. And Big B got him in the second. We let Tyreek Hill fall to the third. We let that happen because
Yep.
we all fucking didn't like him. We've talked about this over and over again, that we didn't like him because of Miami, and we're fucked because of that.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
should've-
at least we were kind of right about Travis Kelce. We all agreed he was either going to be amazing or he was going to suck. We all just said he might be more towards the downside.
I mean,
And
I
we
still like
were
Travis
kinda
Kelce.
wrong.
I still liked him. I just had such a big boner for DeAndre Swift
so
before the year that I just couldn't. Like, I just wanted him really bad. And
Oh, well,
what I thought about Travis Kelce was like, you lose Tyreek Hill, that takes away a lot of
Yep.
attention
he's going
from
to get
the-
covered more.
I was thinking
Yeah.
he's going to be double more. He doesn't have any help around him. Like, no, made no difference.
Tiny's lucky he didn't make playoffs because if he did, he'd be down a quarterback. Murray did, in fact, tear his ACL.
Oof.
it doesn't even matter. Tiny started out fucking 0-7. It would have been hard for
Yeah.
Yeah.
you would have had to win.
But
like,
you're
every
0-7. Yeah, you got to win out.
You would have had to win every single game.
He would have had to flip the script on you.
So
He
then
would have
if-
had to go 7.
So if you guys are in playoffs, what QB would you pick up then? If you have Kyler Murray and now you know he's done, who would you try to pick up?
I've seen now I will say that if you're in any league worth your time, Trevor Lawrence is probably on a team at
Yeah.
this point. But I do have a league or two where I've seen him on waivers. So if he's there, he'd be my number one option. I don't care that he plays Dallas this week. The Cowboys just literally almost lost to the Texans.
Yep.
I don't care that they play Dallas. that game is also in Jacksonville. So I could see that being a little bit of a trap game for the Cowboys. I really like him if you can grab him. Brock Purdy.
I do
That's
like-
who I was about to say. Would you
Two.
guys pick him up?
If he is healthy, he plays the Seahawks on a short week.
Seahawks.
Seahawks. I just went fucking
Boston.
yeah. Like what the fuck? Where did that come
the
from?
Hawks.
The Seahawks.
The Seahawks. But
Sorry. go
Purdy
ahead,
has
Brian.
been no, you're fine. Purdy has been solid.
Yeah.
And
very solid.
playing the Seahawks. I mean, they're in the bottom 10 against quarterbacks
Yeah.
on a short week. It's a division game. Purdy has lots of weapons around him. If you're desperate enough, take the shot.
They
Like,
did
this-
just
you have to
lose-
win these weeks.
They did lose Deebo Samuel, but they have enough.
They do have
still
enough.
to get it done. And
How long is it? Is he like out long
I think
term,
he's
or is it like a
done.
short?
It
I-
might be in like
I
a-
think like he might be done, but like
it could be like a
He's
knee
doubtful.
injury.
Seems like a
right
oh,
now he's doubtful.
Well,
I don't know. Was it a knee injury?
I don't know. I saw that they said that it was like a knee injury. Then they said that they thought it was a high ankle sprain.
He has
and then it
two
was
injuries.
Like, oh,
He has a sprained MCL and a sprained ankle.
oh, he's done.
So
They're gonna
yeah.
probably shut
They
Yeah,
him
he's
down.
said-
getting shut down.
they said they expect him to play at some point during the regular season, but we don't know when that's going to be. And to
No,
be
he's-
honest, I don't think he's going to play.
He's not gonna
That's
play.
code for they're saving him for the playoffs.
I think I
He's
don't
going to
think
play
he's
for the
going to
regular
play.
season next year.
yeah.
Yeah,
He'll play again in the regular season at some point, just not this year.
I know nobody wants to hear this too, but I mean, like Daniel Jones isn't the worst.
Look, he's
Like,
been playing good.
he's the quarterback 10.
He'll give you something.
Like he'll give you something, and like the last time
He's
he
not
played,
the QB 10.
yes,
he is the
is.
QB 10.
No,
in
he's
our,
not.
in
He
our
is.
league, he is the QB 10.
He's top 10.
Are you kidding me?
Dead serious.
And
Oh, yes, he's wow.
look, I know nobody wants to hear it, but he's been okay enough. He runs the ball.
He can score with his legs.
The upside is there for a long rush. Like you just never know. And look, when it comes down to him versus Aaron Rodgers, like Jared Goff, like
Yeah.
Jared Goff, I like, but he is a terrible matchup.
Yeah.
This week he's at the Jets, who've been kind of
and yeah, that's a tough defense to play
they've been a
against.
scrappy fucking team this year.
There's really
so-
only like 4 or 5 QBs in the league though that are even going to get you like 30 points a game.
well, those are the elite of the
yeah,
elite.
that's
Yeah,
right. There's only like
that's-
really at this point. I would say either Purdy or even Daniel Jones. Absolutely,
If you are in need of a quarterback, 17, 18 points, you're going to take.
exactly.
Like that's just how it is. You
I would
gotta
take
what
Daniel
you can get.
Jones. Even like if you're really desperate, like if you're like you're hanging on by a thread, like I mean Ryan Tannehill maybe can get you like 17,
yeah,
60, but like I wouldn't expect too much. But I would definitely shoot for either Brock Purdy, Daniel Jones, or Trevor Lawrence. I know Trevor Lawrence probably isn't available,
I feel
but
like
I've
Daniel,
seen him available.
I feel like Daniel Jones now looking at it might be the safer bet because he's been consistent
Yeah,
over the
like,
past like few weeks.
He's been consistently like kind of mid for QB
Yeah.
standards, but it's still something. Like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna complain about. You're gonna get something
Yeah.
from him. Like I mean, he's only had one really terrible game.
What is that face for?
Maybe. Andy Dalton.
Oh, you're fucking hammered.
He plays Atlanta.
You're fucking hammered.
It's not like he hasn't had a good game before this year.
Yeah, he's actually had 2 really good games.
He threw 4 touchdowns against Arizona and 3 touchdowns against the Rams. Like 2 defensive.
I
Look,
think I would rather be hung by my toenails on a ceiling fan and have it turned
That's
on
probably
than ever
more-
start Andy Dalton on my team.
I agree, but if you got to see how desperate you are. Like if you just lost Kyler Murray, you lost. Let's say Brock Purdy doesn't end up playing Thursday night.
And it is a short week too.
It is a
All right,
short
and then
week.
Daniel Jones isn't on waivers. All right, I can kind of.
Like
I
if
think
you're
if you-
so thin,
Like if you really need
yeah.
somebody,
this is probably more for the 14-man league.
Yes.
Like Ryan Tannehill, I would probably go over Andy Dalton.
just as like a safer bet. I do think Dalton actually has more upside though.
The
than Ryan
matchup's there,
Tannehill.
though.
Yeah,
matchups
like
there this week.
I think Ryan Tannehill, like the best game he's gonna give you is on his best day is like 22 points.
Oh, don't worry. Now that we're down
Which is
talk,
fine.
now that we're all saying Andy Dalton's the last option, he'll
50.
come out 500 yards, 5
Yeah.
touchdowns.
Yeah,
Just do whatever
Or
the opposite is of what we
Yeah.
say on here.
Mac Jones.
Look, at
I
this
hate
point,
Mac
it's
Jones.
playoffs. I feel like you just got to take what you can get.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, it's...
Well, it's win or go home. That's it.
And there's a pretty good chance that if you made playoffs, you have a good team
Supporting
in
cast.
general. So the QB really isn't that important. It's
Look,
important, but
it
it's
depends
not like...
It depends on how unlucky you've been.
Pretty much.
Look,
yeah.
I will say, you got to keep an eye out on the injury, but and like before I say it, guys, I know
Nope, I saw the name.
I
You're
know.
100% right. Animal.
Russell Wilson.
Oh, that's not who I thought you were going to say.
He just had 30 points against the Chiefs.
Nope.
No,
And he plays
Don't
the
care.
Cardinals, who
I
suck.
don't give a shit.
Now he might not play.
Nope.
Look, I'm saying though, if it comes down to Russell Wilson or Mac Jones or like Ryan Tannehill, I'd almost rather shoot for Russell Wilson at that point. Like,
'Cause he is technically a future Hall of Famer.
yeah, I mean, like if it comes down to that, but
It's-
I know, but
Yeah.
I just
I know you know. Look, if you got to choose between these guys,
it's
your
tough.
playoffs are going to
But
be rough.
look, like you might have had
Your
Lamar
playoffs are gonna be rough.
Jackson, like you might have had
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. You know, you might have had one of these guys. So
Yeah, that is the that's the unfortunate part. Hopefully you don't have to
Yeah.
choose between those guys.
Yeah.
Running back,
useless.
Useless.
I don't even want to. I'd almost rather not start a running back. and
like
just
there's
pray.
honestly more quarterbacks out there at this point than
Dude, in free agency, I started 2 running backs on the same team and I beat Nick. That's how useless they
To
are.
be honest, I don't even want to pick up Marlon Mack. He had 5 touches, and one of them was a 60-yard touchdown.
don't fall for
I'm
it.
really not even
for it, exactly.
like I'm not buying Kieran Williams or Kyra, however you say his name. I don't care about him either. Like I don't care about any of the Rams running backs. I don't care about any of the Texans running backs not named Dameon Pierce. Like you're honestly almost better off picking up a backup and hoping they vulture a touchdown away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From a top. Like you're almost better off going with Kenny Gainwell and hoping that the Eagles get down to the 1-yard line and put him in.
Yep.
And they might because they've
They
been
might.
winning. So and you never know. Miles Sanders hasn't exactly been known for his health. So maybe that could be a shot.
He could be a stash.
Yeah, just a stash. You never know. At this point, I would almost rather pick up Kyle Juszczyk and hope for a score than pick up one of the Texans running backs. I'm not even kidding. Like I don't care
Oh,
about Rex
man.
Burkhead or fucking Dare Abungawale. Like it's fucking so ugly, but
Like, yeah. Paris, I would pick up Paris Campbell if he's out there. He plays Minnesota, who have been terrible against receivers. If you're in a pinch,
I like Paris Campbell.
he's a good pickup. Same with Alec Pierce, because the matchup's good enough.
I don't care about Elijah Moore.
I
Still.
think if you're desperate enough, the targets have been there, and they played Detroit.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about dart throws, I'd rather go with Moore over DJ Chark because Chark plays the Jets
yes.
versus him.
I like Chris Moore as well. Maybe because I doubt not many people started him.
Yeah.
This week. So
I don't think so either.
you did, but I doubt many
But
people.
except for me.
So he's probably more than likely on waivers, and this is just a classic case of you got to throw the ball to somebody.
Yeah, somebody's got to
And-
catch
and
it.
like so. I don't know. We got to pay attention to see if Nico Collins and Brandon Cooks don't play still, but
If
like
they both don't play again,
especially if Dameon Pierce doesn't play because
Chris-
he's not going to play.
Chris
more than
Moore
likely.
is totally. I would throw
Yeah,
him right in.
because I mean, like
Yeah.
Dameon Pierce is going to be out for at least a week.
Yeah.
Yes.
On my team as well.
Yeah, other than that, it's
Useless.
It's pretty useless. You just gotta stick with your guns and hope for the best.
Pretty much.
Because once you're in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Yep.
You never know.
I mean, it doesn't matter who has more wins. It doesn't matter who has scored more points. All that matters is you're scoring more than your matchup that week. That is it.
I've
That is
seen
it.
plenty of teams go in as the final seed
And win it.
I did it.
I
and
did it.
You did it.
Tim's
and Tim
done.
did it. So like
It really doesn't matter.
I've seen this happen. A guy we mentioned earlier too. I actually, like, all jokes aside, I do kind of like Chigozim Okonkwo. I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. Like I apologize to
Chigo.
him. Chigo, yeah, we'll call him Chigo. So Chigo's been pretty good the past 2 games.
Okonkwo.
He's got some speed too. Like he's definitely, like, if you just watch him play, you could tell like he can.
He's on the Titans, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he can kind of like, he's ripped off a couple big plays this year. So like you never know if you have Dallas Goedert.
Lost him too.
Lost it. If you have Dallas Goedert and he's out, if you had Zach Ertz, if you had like any of these guys like who got hurt, like you can definitely replace him with. I actually kind of like him. 6 targets, 5 targets, 5 targets. The past 3, I'll take that for a tight end on a team with Derrick Henry on
And
it.
Also a classic case, somebody's got to get thrown the ball.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's like Robert Woods hasn't been that guy.
Traylon Burks has been in
First
and out
round
of the lineup.
rookie either way too. So you can't expect him to be consistent every single week.
You know what I think of your team as? Remember that scene from The Incredibles? When he's going through like the files of all the superheroes and it's like eliminated.
Not it. It's like the SpongeBob episode with the guy with the full body cast, and he's like, every morning I break my legs, and every afternoon I break my arms. It's my whole
Yeah.
fucking every team.
So for the TJ playoffs, Big B at 1 seed, Dave at 2 seed, Joe at 3 seed, me at the 4 seed, Brandon at the 5 seed, and Mark as the 6 seed.
You want to jinx somebody and predict the winner?
You guys can predict my matchup. I can predict. I'll give a call on yours. I didn't say shit about
I'm
mine.
gonna go very slightly Brian over Brandon, Joe over me by 300. And
I
then,
think Joe beats you.
And then Joe versus Dave. I'm gonna go Joe again because I actually like Joe. See, I really think it's gonna be Joe versus Big B. That's gonna be my prediction. I'm not gonna predict the winner
For the whole playoffs?
I think the championship will be Joe and Big B.
It could possibly be that, for sure.
I'm not gonna predict anybody's because I don't want to jinx anyone. But
Yeah, I'm not saying shit. So like the winner of me and Brandon will play Big B the next round, so that'll be fucking fun. Can't wait. And then winner of Joe and Mark plays Dave.
what about
So-
you? You look like you're about to say something interesting.
I don't think Big B wins, just because of the classic juggernaut team. This is
Yeah.
a clear winner. One of his guys will either get hurt or they just won't perform, and then this random ass guy will just snap.
I will say on Brandon last season, I don't think the 1 seed had ever won in our league. Before
That's true.
Brandon
I don't think
did.
the 1 seeds ever won in any of our leagues besides when Brandon did it last year.
Yeah, because he was the 1 seed with the bye and he won.
Because so the year I won it, I think I was the 2 seed. I still had the bye, but I was the 2 seed.
Well, that's what we were
6
saying.
seed.
It's just what we were saying earlier. Just anything can happen. Like you
Seriously.
really don't know.
Let me
But-
see.
TJ should be interesting.
I
It should be
do
interesting.
think you beat Brandon.
I hope so. I mean,
You're gonna get rinsed. I'm sorry.
you
Don't be.
just because
I
You're
know I
gonna get
am.
rinsed.
you have no team.
I mean,
left,
look at
like,
who is gonna score for me. Like I'm about to call up To and if I can ask him to play.
Drake London.
I do think.
Like I mean, who's
I
gonna like
do
DeAndre Swift? Like holy fuck! Like that's who I'm relying
No, he
on
ain't.
here. Like Devin Singletary. Oh my god!
I think it's.
wow.
Mm.
Like my best player is a guy. Like literally, I have more confidence in Zonovan Knight than half my. And I didn't know who Zonovan Knight was 4 weeks ago. And
fucking 3 weeks ago.
I have more confidence in Zonovan
I actually
Knight.
really think it's gonna be you against Dave
in the final.
in the final.
That's
Brian's like, don't say that, dude. Don't jinx
don't
me."
say
I
that.
really do.
Don't say that, dude. Don't say that.
I think it's gonna be you against Dave in the final.
I'm out now.
Brian's done.
I'm not gonna say who's gonna win,
Chris just made a sound.
but I
Like-
think it's gonna be you against Dave in the
Well,
final.
Then
Oh.
Brian made a sound.
Fine, you can say that. It's
So-
it's like lightning shoots out of Tim.
Now,
It
I
is
will
done.
say, the free agency I think will be a lot more interesting.
I was just about to bring that up. So
now
you wanna
these
rank,
playoffs are fucking crazy. Now,
you talk about it. I'm gonna say nothing right now,
why?
just because
Okay, so I know a lot of. If anybody is listening, thank you. If you are, if you actually like are taking time out of your Saturday or Sunday, whatever, to listen to us. But Brian basically had the same thing happen to him in this league that happened to me, and like basically like what we just talked about, just to a lesser extent.
decimated.
Brian lost Cooper Cup, and in a 14-team league, you might as well have lost 3 guys if you lost Cooper Cup. So Brian made. I actually can't believe that Brian made it.
I needed everything under the sun
to happen, and it happened for
all
him. This
happened.
motherfucker, like this guy, made it at 5-8-1.
I didn't even win
You
6
made it.
games.
You made me sick.
I didn't even win 6 games. And I'm not even the last seed. That's the funny
No,
part.
you're not.
I'm the 6th seed.
If I remember
That's-
correctly, I think you had to beat Big B, which you did, and then you needed Gabe and Tom to both lose for you to get in, right?
Yes.
And they did.
And they did.
So Luca sent the whole picture last because we had to reset this league after week 3 for some reason. I still don't know why.
Oh, it's because of the pickups. So
yeah, like something got fucked up or something.
Something got fucked up.
So we can't see the records unless Luca, our commissioner, thanks Luca, was keeping
Shout
track
out
for
to
us
our-
all. You shout out to our wonderful commissioner. So me and Tim both had 10 wins, and we are still not the 1 seed. That's how competitive this league is.
I think this is the first time where 3 people in this league
Had double-digit wins?
Yeah, had double-digit wins. I think it's the first time where 3 people did it.
Like, it's actually fucking crazy.
It did happen
insane.
at least one other time, but it was when we were.
Like 10, I
kids.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
We
when
were
we were all like
kids.
fucking in a 10-man league,
It
not
was-
the 14-man league.
Oh yeah, it was the 10-man.
And Big B started out the year 5-1 and missed.
He
in
literally
this
he
league.
would have made it over me if he had won 1 week out of the last 8. He finished. He went from 5-1 to 5-9.
Big B also had similar players that I had on my
Yep.
TJ team.
Yeah.
As well. So he kind of got screwed by, like, he also had Lamar Jackson who just fucked him.
Yeah.
See, like, basically, like, his only good players were Diggs and Barkley all year. And in free agency in this 14-team league, you kind of need like a big 3.
You do need a big. 3.
And that's what's gotten me 10 wins. Like, I basically have no running backs.
You just need a
and
big 3, and
I-
hope you get lucky with your matchups.
Tim
'cause-
too. Like, Tim has a couple guys who kill it. For Joe has guys who just kill it for him. Like, Joe always wins because one guy scores 90 for him.
I would have more wins this season if I didn't face somebody that had like a career day, like Gabe Davis. I could have won that matchup. Gabe Davis, and then Josh Jacobs.
Yep, that's how I was in fucking TJ League.
For fuck's sake.
Like,
Oh, congratulations. You scored 148, 200.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
you know,
you scored 165, 210.
so Joe got the bye. Joe has
So there's
11
one
wins.
bye.
There's only one bye in this
14
league. 'Cause we have so many
teams.
teams.
7
Yeah.
teams make it the playoffs. There's 1 bye. So it's like the NFL landscape. Just
We did that to make it even.
it was also during COVID,
Yeah, so like half the league would make it rather than 8 teams.
but it made it more competitive. So we left it, and I feel like if you have 14, you need to make it at least 7 or 8, because like
yeah, because like if you are playing a 14-team league and you have 4 teams getting into the playoffs,
I at least want a 50% chance, because
yeah, like
if it's 6 out of 14 before the season starts, you're already starting off with less than
legit.
50% chance of making it. And I don't want, like, you
And
kidding
it
me?
sucks. Like, you're almost out of it by week 5.
I mean, I thought
that
I was
point.
out of this league to begin with. I like kind of, and it's hard. You got to admit it as a fantasy player when shit starts going awry.
It's hard.
And like you're losing players. I'm not talking about just losing. You're losing and losing players.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fucking hard.
They're
to-
dropping like fucking flies. It's like the fucking battle of Verdun, my
Seriously.
team.
And you
They like the whole team's dead.
and you lose interest, and
Like,
it's hard to
yep.
like keep up with it. But somehow, this last final week of the season, thank God for week 14, the extra week,
Yeah, the extra
I-
game you got in.
got probably the last bit of any luck the rest of the
Yeah.
season I could
It's-
muster out to get me in.
It's all about luck, man. I
No, it
mean,
really
even
is.
going back to the draft day, at draft day, you were projected to win the league.
I
You
know.
You
were
were projected
projected.
to finish first. Big B was projected to finish in second.
And just
Today, you dropped to 12, which isn't going to happen because you made playoffs. And Big B dropped from 2 to 14.
Tim was actually
bad.
I was
and
at 8,
Tim was at 8.
and I shot up to 3.
I was also at 9 and I went up to 2 and Tim
Yeah.
just said so. Yeah, so the rankings don't mean shit.
No, they don't.
Like
Well,
I was just looking at something.
I feel like they do after a certain time period.
Yeah, like Joe was
At
projected.
the beginning of the year, they don't mean shit because you don't know what's going to happen. A guy
No,
could just
yeah.
get hot and have a great year.
and
Like
Joe
midway through the year, I'd say they're a little bit more accurate.
Yeah.
And look, like if Brian had Jalen Hurts, Mark Andrews, and Cooper Kupp all year, it's really all you need.
I also had
Exactly.
Jalen Waddle.
And
I had those 4,
Yeah.
but it's also the fact, like, once you lose that production out of Cooper Kupp,
Jalen Waddle went a little cold.
And
he
this-
went cold.
in this-
and
In a
Mark
league
Andrews.
this big, if you lose, it's like you said, if you lose your top guy, that's pretty much your whole team. That's your whole team.
It's so
By round 3, we're drafting like almost backup running backs.
Cortland Sutton went in the second
It's-
round.
Yes,
Like,
And
that's
holy
what I'm
crazy.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
golly, man.
So the playoff picture, I can't look at it on the app, unfortunately, because it's still
well, we have
fucked
to read
up.
it off.
But I do want to go over the matchups because I think there's going to be some good ones in here.
Yeah.
So Joe, fuck you, has the bye.
Fuck you.
I'm mad at you because you have the same team in every league, and it works.
Just works.
And it's Jamal Williams and Tony Pollard, and it just pisses me off. But congrats to Joe. He did win 11 games,
He did.
and he scored almost 2,000 points.
Congrats
right?
on being, yeah.
So, like, I
Congrats on being
can't
the
take
one
that
seed.
away from him. Luca finally, they should 9-4-1 for Luca.
really-
9 wins for
Wow,
Luca.
really good year.
We shit on him all the time. He had
And
a great
I only
year.
made
I'm proud of
playoffs.
him. He
Yeah.
finally did it. I'm very proud of him.
And holy shit, your guys' division fucking blows.
It's so horrible. Holy shit.
Oh my god!
Yo.
and then
read it off.
And
Just
then
read it
so
off.
the East Division. So I'm gonna go over the team. We can go over the teams that didn't make it too, because I just want to go over this. So
And this is the only reason I make it.
11-3, 9-4-1. This motherfucker at the third spot, 5-8-1.
And
And then 5-9, 5-9, 5-9, 5-9.
I made it by a half game.
A tie.
Literally a fucking tie.
Because we
dude.
don't play with decimals. Fucking tie.
Decimals are fuck decimals.
Your guys' division sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck your division.
If anybody from that division wins, it's disgraceful.
Oh my
If
god.
I win a single playoff game,
Oh, you will.
Well,
You're
I
playing
get-
me the
you
first
get
round. You'll
Tim.
win. You'll somehow win.
So our division now, the West. I was first at 10-4. Tim also was 10-4.
Yeah.
But I think I had the tiebreaker because I beat him.
yes.
I think so.
I beat you the first time. You beat me the second time.
And then I think at that point it goes down to points.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I have more, but I'm the 1 seed somehow with 10-4. Tim's also 10-4. Cam is 9-5 with the 3rd seed. Max 7 wins with the 4th seed. So the lowest seed in our division is Max with 7 wins. So you really never know.
so technically because I'm 3rd in division, he's the wild card. I'm a higher seed than him, and he's 7-7, and I'm 5-8-1.
Max had 7 wins.
So the Joe gets the bye. He doesn't play anybody. Mark is playing Max, 2 seed versus the 7th seed. Tim is playing me, 3
Yep.
seed versus 6 seed, and Luca versus Cam, 4 versus 5.
I don't want Luca to win so bad.
You want him to win?
Yeah, because I hate Cam's team. So he's another one that
Oh,
pisses
yeah,
me
yeah.
off.
But
I also don't
yeah.
want Luca to win it all, just so I
One of
have
the-
that right over him.
He's never won this league either. I would like to see somebody who hasn't won one
So
besides myself.
So it's you, the 3 of us, we're the only ones in here
Yeah.
that have won. I shouldn't even be in the playoffs. And then Luca, Cam, Joe, and Max haven't won before. So they have a chance. There's probably based on the teams, there's a higher chance that somebody new
There is actually.
will win it this
because
year.
you're right, because we're the only one. Dean and Tom both missed.
And Tim
this
plays me,
year.
so one of us is definitely going
Yeah,
out.
and you guys are both 2 teams that have won before. So I think the playoffs are going to be really fun
Yeah.
for free agency.
I'm
And
curious to see where
with
it goes.
me saying that, I can't wait until all my best players do jack.
And Max
um,
moves on.
when you look at
and then-
every team, though, the wild thing is that they all have a player that we underplayed, and they all snapped.
Yeah, like Max has Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Now, the Max's team, I'm not going to lie to you, it's not good. And like I feel bad
I just don't
saying
want to
that.
play him because he has my number. He just beats me every time for no reason.
Max has had some guys really step up for him, though, like Miles Sanders. Now, as an Eagles fan, I don't think it's sustainable. We've seen this from Miles Sanders
Yeah.
before.
Yep.
And look, I mean, like I like Miles Sanders, but
I think it is sustainable.
I just I don't know because
Look, as long as that line is up and running,
true, they do have a great offensive line.
put whoever back there, they're gonna. I think it's sustainable for Miles Sanders and honestly anybody, unless you're completely, you have a ranking of 0 in vision,
Yes.
then
Najee basically has to get a
0
touchdown.
vision.
Najee basically has to get a touchdown, or he's not doing anything for you. Tyreek Hill, I'm afraid of. That's the play. Like I'm afraid because he could literally.
He could just win it.
Max could have every other guy get 10, and Tyreek Hill gets 50.
Yeah,
and then he wins.
then
so
you're fucked.
Max is. I can't underestimate it. He did lose Kyler Murray. But I'm still not underestimating him. He's still in the playoffs. He still has guys who could do damage. I like my chances. I think my team is really good in this. I think this is one of the better teams I've had. Just Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, and Amon alone have been killing it for me all year. They're kind of the reason why I'm here. Trevor Lawrence, I got really lucky with. He's been coming alive at this point. He has. To be honest, he's actually the QB9 right now, which is awesome. Like I'm never going to complain about that.
No.
And the last time I won, I had a Jaguars quarterback. So maybe it's just Jaguars quarterbacks.
Blake Bortles.
His only good year. He
How
threw
about
35
that?
touchdowns. His only good year.
And this is Trevor Lawrence's only good year.
Yeah. Well, to be fair to Trevor Lawrence, he's a much better prospect.
But imagine going up to this guy and be like, "Yo, this is your peak. Like this is
like
the
this
best.
is the best you're gonna do."
Like imagine
ever.
hearing that. Like somebody could find that out for you.
Sorry,
my team peaked like making the play.
No, don't worry. You're gonna beat me.
All I have is so I would need Jalen Hurts to go nuclear.
He will.
I need Waddle.
Well, he might. Yeah, he will.
Andrews and London to return to what they were
Oh,
doing.
they will.
We'll see.
Don't worry,
and then I need somehow 20 points from Cooper Kupp in the IR spot.
Marty, because I can tell you this right now. 2 of my guys are going up against horrible, horrible matchups. DeAndre Hopkins has to deal with Pat Surtain this week. That's maybe 5 catches for 50 yards.
See, I just don't think when the guy's good though, he's good. Like
Yeah.
Like I mean, like Justin Jefferson just went off.
Well, it's also
against,
because like Brian also just has my number in this league for whatever
That
reason.
is a
Same
factor.
with Max.
Some people do have
Like I don't know why. It's just whenever I play it, it's like I'm convinced like subconsciously every player on their team just goes,
it's Tim.
I'm playing Tim this week. And they just snap. Like I'm just fucking convinced. Like they just hear a little voice in their head, like the voice of God or something
T-Bone.
that says
It's
like,
Tim.
It's Tim.
Time to put up 60.
yeah, exactly.
It's Tim.
They just go.
Joe Burrow been
Fucking-
solid all year besides the first like 3 weeks. Then he told me to fucking suck a dick, and now he's just snapping QB4. Thank God.
But you have a
Thankful for
good
it.
team though,
I
Tim.
do-
Like you have 10 wins.
Yeah, but it's like if Joe Burrow doesn't do something and T. Higgins doesn't do something, I'm done.
You gotta
Aaron Jones
monitor
is gonna
T.
do
Higgins.
dick. Latavius Murray, he breaks 10, you throw a fucking parade. DK Metcalf, he'll be all right. DeAndre Hopkins is going to get locked down. George Kittle, thanks Kyle Shanahan. Higgins might not even play. The Eagles defense, if a defense is your top scorer, you shouldn't even be
now,
in playoffs.
Look, I like
Like-
George Kittle this week, and I'm going to tell you why. Because George Kittle, the 49ers like to do this shit where like they just don't really. I had Kittle last year. He'll have like a little stretch where he doesn't really do anything, and then he'll just explode. And now the Seahawks are 31st
He
against
went up
tight
against
ends.
the 32nd ranked tight end team last week.
And he
Ready
didn't
for
do
this?
anything. He didn't do anything.
6.
So, which is fair, but they just lost Deebo Samuel. Christian McCaffrey is questionable.
That is true. They did
He's
lose
been
to
questionable all the time, but he's still questionable. Brandon Ayuk has been very good this year. But
That was one I failed on.
who?
I dropped him.
Look, I mean, I
Yeah.
traded Ayuk. So, like,
To be fair, I don't think any of us expected him to do as bad as he was doing and then just out of nowhere just flip a switch
See,
and
that's
go.
the thing.
Like,
it
you never
just-
know.
It just happens.
but you have good matchups, Tim. Like, Deebo Samuel, like the 49ers, as much as people want to
Yeah.
gargle their ball sack all year, they are 24th against
Yeah.
receivers.
I think the thing
So,
it's going to
like-
come down to, is if T. Higgins plays.
Yeah, you
Because
need him
if
to play
T.
big time.
Higgins doesn't play, Michael Gallup or Curtis Samuel. Like, pick your whichever one you want to get.
I
10
know
points.
that's getting into
Like,
like my team. And the
Yeah,
other
that's what
league
it's coming
at
down
this
to.
point.
And it's just, I mean, do I think I can win? Absolutely. Do I think I'm going to win? No, because it's like God just, whenever Brian plays me, his entire team just subconsciously goes off. It's like, I don't know. It's like a curse.
It does happen. Like Dean does the same thing to me. Like there's just it's
Fuck Dean, dude.
there are fantasy guys, and it just things
Oh.
just turn
Dean
out.
has. I'm
But I
so
do
glad
wanna
that
say
motherfucker's
this.
not in the play.
For the
Fuck
first
you, Dean.
time
I
in
love
the
you,
history of me and this motherfucker making a trade, I won it by a fucking landslide.
Yeah, you did. Usually you just help Dean every year, but this year Dean helped you.
Granted, I sacrificed Nick Chubb, but it is what it is. Casualties have to be made.
I played you last year in the first round of free agency.
Yeah, you beat me.
It's because Travis Kelce had 44.
That's
Good,
another. He's another dude. Whenever I play him, I just look at him. I'm like, yeah, that's 40.
I'm not gonna lie though.
He had 7 catches for 25 yards and 4 touchdowns against me this year. 40 points.
I'm actually kind of. I will say my receivers have really terrible matchups, and they're my best players. So, like St. Brown has to get. He's gonna get sauce this week.
I think you have to still
You
play
have
him.
to start him. You can't
Yeah,
he's
you
good.
gotta.
Justin Jefferson plays the Colts. The Colts are number 1.
And you got to play him.
But you have to play him.
But if there's any receiver that I feel like is gonna get past them, it's him.
Yeah.
True. Like
it
you
is Justin
can't.
Jefferson.
Especially coming off of a big game like he just came off of with breaking the receiving record for like yards in a game for the Vikings. That's
Now St. Brown and Jefferson are locks. They're not coming out.
yeah. You
I don't
can't.
care. Now CeeDee Lamb. This is interesting. CeeDee Lamb has been cold. Actually, I just lied. He had 20 last week, but if he didn't score, he would have had probably like 13 if he didn't score. And the touchdown he got was lucky as shit.
Yeah.
It was where he got tackled and he like almost went down, but he stayed up. And
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson has been very solid with Mike White, and he plays Detroit, who's 30th.
Well, Mike
against receiver,
White
and it's
might
hard.
not be playing.
He
That's
might
the
not.
thing.
Now, it's just difficult because Garrett Wilson has had fucking 30 targets the past 3 games. Like,
Yeah,
combined.
you can't. In my mind, you
And-
can't take him out.
And I almost want to put him in over Lamb this week, but it's
I don't
just.
think you're hammered.
But
if you
like
do that.
Lamb, the way I see it is like he got me to this point.
Yeah.
So like I feel like I should. And like when I take guys out, it never works.
it's
When I take,
Yeah, but
so
the-
it's hard.
Yeah, but the problem is Dak.
Yeah, he's been just so
That's
mid.
the problem. Like he's just.
that's
I'm gonna.
CeeDee Lamb is the wide receiver 9. So like,
They're all top 10.
yeah, he
I'm
does
really
have 100.
fortunate.
He does have over 100 targets, but it's
We're just gonna have to see what happens.
20 against Indianapolis, and then he went from 20 against Indy to 8 against Houston.
Now, I
Houston
will
was
say
having a rough game. Though.
Cowboys kind of had a trap game against Houston. I think they will play better against the Jaguars. I just don't want to. I just think CeeDee Lamb's too good almost to bench.
I would,
like
against the Jaguars, I think they're gonna.
Don't pull a me. Don't overthink
they're
it.
20th.
Don't
Leave 'em
overthink
in.
it.
Leave
Leave 'em
'em in.
in.
I think I'm just
Don't
gonna leave-
overthink
now-
it. Just leave them in.
I feel bad. I don't want to keep talking about my matchup. You guys are the other matchup this week. I think the most fun matchup though is going to be Cam versus Luca.
I think.
I really like that matchup because
Luka to win so bad.
Luca has 9 wins and Cam also has 9 wins.
I want Luka to win
So-
bad.
Luca's
I do.
team is pretty damn good too.
You got Austin Eckler, James Conner.
Tua.
James Conner single-handedly saved him.
Yeah, James Conner's really I tried to get James Conner too when he was bad and he wouldn't give him to me. Good job, Luca.
Very
Fuck
good
you,
job.
but good job. I was trying to get him.
Luka stuck to his guns, man. He held on to Eckler too, and then Eckler started snapping.
Luca's gonna need a good week from Adam Thielen. He's gonna need at least 10.
Who's his number 1 receiver?
Mike Evans, who's been
That's
kind of bad for the past 5 games. So if anything, I think he's due. Sort of.
Yeah.
Now he has a tough matchup. Luca's receivers have terrible matchups
Yeah.
this
Terrible.
week. Terrible. Now he has Josh Palmer, who is playing against the 32nd ranked Titans, which
Yeah.
is good. But Mike Evans and Thielen are his 1 and 2, and they have really bad matchups.
Yeah.
Thielen against the Colts, who we've already talked about, and Mike Evans against the Bengals. So I don't know, man. And then Cam, as much as like fuck him, like his team is good. Like you don't win 9 games by accident.
I
Yep.
know. It's fucking.
We just hate it because he has Josh Jacobs, and all we did was shit on him.
Yeah, well, it's just like all of a sudden. See, I guess that's what we got to target moving forward. Look for running backs in contract years. Miles Sanders and Josh Jacobs.
Contract years. for both of
Contract
them.
years.
And their best years.
And
Miles
that's their best
Sanders,
year.
never
Like,
been 1,000-yard
It's
rusher.
amazing what money can motivate.
I mean, well, think about it. If somebody came to you and was like, if you go off this year, we'll pay you several $1 million. Like, what
It's
are you
like-
going to do? Like,
I'm never leaving the gym.
I'm not going to lie.
Never leaving the field.
I like Cam's lineup over Luca's. Looking at it, Justin Herbert, kind of like has been back.
kind of.
Kinda. And the Titans like are just awful. Their defense is just awful. So I like
Passing
Justin.
defense.
Yeah. So I like Justin Herbert over Tua.
Oh,
The-
they play the Titans.
Cam, now Josh Jacobs is questionable. But it's his pinky finger that's hurt.
He'll
So-
fucking chop it off.
so
Are you
I-
kidding me?
Yeah, so I mean, like, I don't give a fuck. Now,
Pinky. He'll be fine.
Fucking Ronnie Lott cut her
Yeah.
off.
now the Cam has 2 Raiders though, and the Raiders do play the Patriots, who his 2 Raiders are Josh Jacobs, and the Patriots are 2nd against running backs, and Devontae Adams and the Patriots are 7th against receivers. So that's 2 difficult Now it's still Devontae Adams. So in that sense, I don't really care, but I
Another
think
dude we
Cam has a
favored.
good lineup. Like he has Rashad White, who I still like, and
Yeah.
he still has Leonard Fournette too. So if anything happens to either one of them, he has the backfield.
He's gonna have somebody to start.
Christian Kirk is the number 1 receiver where he is. I think the targets have been there all year. Trevor Lawrence is starting to come around. I do like it. Devontae Smith has been coming around too recently as well.
Yeah.
So-
see that matchup's going to be really, really interesting.
Yeah, I feel like it can really go either way. I do like Cam's matchups over Luca's, but I do think it can go either way.
I'm rooting for
sure.
Luca
Same.
because
I am too.
he pretty much got me into the playoffs. Like he, not only did I tie with him, which that tie got me in, but he beat Gabe to get me in also. So I hope Luca gets a playoff win.
Yeah, I mean Luca
First
was
of his career.
Luca was the one who asked me to do this league all those years ago.
Yeah. I
So
hope he finally gets a playoff win.
Yeah, we do love him.
Not a championship yet.
No,
I
because
gotta hold that over him for at least a few more years.
But Luca, this is probably his best chance. This is his best team in a while. I think every team is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in the playoffs.
think this is the
even your
first-
team, Brian.
Yeah.
Like you have good players still. Like
I
mean,
think it's the first time where you can look and go, wow, every team that's in the playoffs is actually kind of
because
pretty
everybody's
good. Anything can happen.
yeah, anything can happen. Everybody's got like a trio of players that could just win the week for you.
I think it's going to be
Well,
really fun.
Let's see who you still got. So you have Jalen Hurts against Chicago. That's 40 automatically. AJ Dillon. This will be the week where it's AJ Dillon show, and Aaron Jones will get 5. Dillon will get 46. Gus Edwards. Going against Cleveland. 50. Jalen Waddle. This will be the week where Tyreek Hill does nothing and Waddle gets 40.
Oh my god! I'll
Nico
fucking
Collins, who
lose my
did nothing
shit.
all year. 50. Mark Andrews will go back to prime Mark Andrews that year last year
Yeah,
where he broke the
45.
fucking NFL record.
We'll have
45.
50 catches.
Drake London just
Career
turned into
day.
the second coming of fucking Calvin Johnson, 50. The Seahawks,
7 pick sixes.
7 pick sixes. And Robbie Gould will drop a 56 bomb. So,
Imagine Brian's lineup 50, 50,
No,
50.
I dropped basically like 400. Like I could, if I drop 400, just give me the chip.
I don't
Jalen
think
Hurts,
that's ever
Jalen Hurts
happened.
is probably going to get you 30. His projection's right on the mark, I think. He's probably going to get you 30.
He has been hot a lot. I'm just
I
afraid
do think
he finally
A.J.
cools
Dillon,
off, like,
I do think
for a
they're going to
week.
use A.J. Dillon a lot more this week than they will Aaron Jones.
Nah, I don't care, you guys.
Because Aaron Jones is still coming off of injury.
Jalen Hurts is the MVP right
He is
now.
the MVP.
He is, but he's not going to win.
I'm so glad I was right about
I don't
him.
want him to win it because I want to win the Super Bowl.
No, I think,
So I don't want him to win it.
even if he wins it, he'll win the Super Bowl.
Give
Look,
it to,
He's
If he wins it
He's
and we don't
different.
win the Super Bowl, then I never want him to win it again.
give it to my pick this year.
My pick.
Give it to him. It's
oh,
fine.
dude, yeah, I am screwed.
Let him rack
Jalen
him
Waddle's
up.
going to snap this week. Tre'Davious White's on Tyreek Hill,
I guarantee you he will.
and they're going to double him.
I guarantee you he will alternate.
I'm just not expecting to win, but another league.
Pain.
Oh yeah. Do you want to move on to Dynasty?
Yeah, let's move on to that real
Because
quick.
Dynasty's fucking crazy too.
I see. This is one of the teams where it's like, we've built these teams and
over years.
over years, and it's like, this is my win. Like I'm in the window. I think I can win. I'm trying to win now. So I'm 9 Mark is 12-2.
I'm not the 1 seed though. Cam is also 12.
Yeah,
and
you
2.
lost out on the 1 seed.
Yeah, typical.
You still have the bye though.
It's okay. There's 2 buys in this league.
yeah, it's 6 out of 10.
And to tell you the truth, I'm now gonna get Fabio or your team, and not disrespecting either one of your teams, but I can't stand Tom and Dean. So
oh,
like,
playing against them?
yeah, I
Oh,
can't-
I don't
so
blame you.
I would much rather play against one of you guys than Tom, because Tom or Dean have my number. I can't beat either one of them. I made it to the championship and deep in the playoffs, and I lose to them every single time.
yeah,
Like it's just frustrating.
that's
Like,
why I wanted to become the 3 seed, so I didn't have to play either of them
like
on that side of the bracket.
I don't care what seed they are, they're fucking annoying in Dynasty.
They're annoying in fantasy. There's just those
They are.
teams that always are in it.
Yeah.
They always have a chance to beat you, no matter fucking what. It just
Oh,
happens.
Dynasty, I'm not even going to talk. I'm just going to
Well, Tim's tanking.
We'll just
Dynasty.
leave it at that.
We'll just leave it at that.
We'll just leave
It's
it at
fine.
that.
Tim's
It's fine.
tanking.
Leave it at that.
He's gonna get Bijan Robinson next year, right?
I'm just so
Parmesan
No,
Robinson.
I don't even have my pick, dog.
Just go get it back.
He's not going to give it to me.
I'm not giving it back.
Yeah.
He's not giving it back.
I have 12 wins and I'm gonna have the second pick. I'm not giving it back. I'm
Fuck
sorry.
Well, no,
you.
I won and Luca lost. So Luca
Well, no,
currently is in contention.
You would have
For
to.
what,
So you
first
basically, if you
Yeah.
want to ruin his pick, you would have to lose in the consolation bracket.
Oh, I'm just going to bench my entire team.
Or no. You'd have to win,
No,
right?
No.
if you
it's-
win the consolation, it gives you the best chance to get the first pick.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That changed like after the second year.
You definitely shouldn't. You should still try.
I'm benching my whole team.
Collusion.
Don't bench him, but play worse players. Just play your bench.
Now,
I
so
don't got to do anything. I
Yeah.
just leave my starting lineup. in.
Yeah.
so Dean plays Tom, and thank God, get one of them out of here immediately. One of them can't advance.
One of them can't win
One
the
of them
chip.
cannot
One of them
advance.
can't.
So
Thank God.
One of them's got to be fucking out.
One
Up
of them's
here.
got to.
One of them will be out. They both have good teams.
Yeah, and this is so like the top end teams, they have amazing players.
Yeah.
Like when you look at like Thomas Jonathan Taylor, and even though he had a down year,
Still Jonathan Taylor.
still Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson, Chris Godwin, DK Metcalf, Marquise Brown. See, it pisses me off that he got DK Metcalf because I traded DK Metcalf for Tyreek Hill, but then he just got DK Metcalf by just sending a bunch of fucking picks because Luka was finally tanking. It was like, oh, it's that point in the season, so fine.
Yeah, it's
everybody, yard sale,
Yard sale.
but
Now,
whatever. I'll take Tyreek Hill.
Dean's team is good. Dean's team is better than his record for sure. Dean was 7-7, but his team is better. Like then now he did just lose Kyler Murray, which sucks. But Dean does have Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Devontae Smith, DeAndre Hopkins, Amari Cooper, Mark Andrews. Like, I mean, I really like Dean's team actually. Like,
It is
I
a
think
really
he
good
can do
team.
some damage for sure. Still, fuck you. But I think his team is good. I think he has better matchups than Tom potentially, but Tom had 9 wins. So
yeah,
9 wins. So can really go either way. Tom has a good team too. So
yeah. So that's going to be a dogfight. They're
You should
both the 4
Totally
and 5
send me a
seed.
trade for my pick back.
I just can't.
And
You know
they're
I can't.
they're both in the same division.
I will give you Kenneth Walker.
I want Bijan Robinson.
Don't do it. Just hold it. Just hold it, dude. Just realize your mistake.
No,
and just don't try to overcorrect.
This is gonna
It's
jumpstart.
literally all because I was convinced I could get Justin Jefferson from Tom.
That pick is gonna
And that's what it
jumpstart
was.
pretty much as soon as I'm a one and done. That pick's gonna jumpstart my rebuild when I trade everybody. Because
give them all over. I'll give you that.
I'm going all in. I shoved all my chips to the center of the table.
I mean,
this
look,
year.
my future's bright. I got guys. They're just mid.
You just
Right
gotta
now.
wait. You just
You
gotta
gotta
wait.
wait.
You
keep
gotta
building.
draft some guys. Like, I mean, I drafted CD Lamb
No, I mean like Nick Chubb. I'm
Jamar
gonna
Chase.
out of
Nick
the
Chubb.
and
I'm gonna
Jamar Chase
keep,
out of the
like,
rookie draft. So
I'm chilling. Brandon Ayuk is turning into a wide receiver one.
and I wish I
Ish.
kept Brandon Ayuk. To be honest with you, like I honestly, there's a lot of moves I made in Dynasty. I wish I took back.
I'm probably gonna trade Alvin Kamara in the offseason.
But Brandon Ayuk did get
He's
me your
probably gotta
pick.
leave. Truth be told.
Yeah,
Probably. Yeah.
I mean to be honest, I
I
might.
think his time's come.
To be honest, I might trade CMC after
I
this
got-
year. I
I
don't
got
think there's any
called-
better time.
I got called crazy for trading Todd Gurley for Alvin Kamara, and what happened?
Yeah, Todd Gurley was done.
Todd
career
Gurley
was
was
over.
done.
Now, Brian, you play Fabio.
Yeah. So my team: Justin Herbert, Dalvin Cook, Tony Pollard, Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Keenan Allen, Pat Freiermuth, and Miles Sanders.
You have really good receivers. Your team.
So my receiving core before the injury was Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra St. Brown, T. Higgins, Keenan Allen, Zay Jones for what it's
Jesus.
worth, Chase Claypool for what it's worth, Nico Collins, Joshua Palmer, and Brandon Cooks. That's my dynasty
Which is
receiving core.
pretty damn good.
It's pretty
To
deep
to be
and
honest,
pretty
like,
stacked.
it's pretty deep. Now looking at Fabio's lineup, his team just looks like one of those teams where like it's bad on paper, but like he can score a lot of points.
Yeah.
Because he has Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, and
Travis Etienne.
yeah, I mean who's
Who-
been down,
And Cordell Patterson.
who's also been down.
Juju
but-
Smith-Schuster he's been pretty solid.
Yeah, he actually
throughout the
has
year.
been.
So he's a team that can make some noise. I'm not gonna really call my shot on this. I'll just say I'm confident in my team. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna win, but I do like my team versus his.
Yeah, I do. He did just lose Damian Pierce.
That helps.
For a week, which he's going to be replaced with either Cordero Patterson, more than likely Cordero Patterson. And I'd be happy about that if I was you. I don't know. It's tough because I feel like everybody has some guys who could put up 30, 40.
I guess that's any lineup. I think at the end of the day, so I'll say, I think Dean can beat Tom, and it's solely for the fact that Derrick Henry, his playoff schedule is just ridiculous.
It's so disgusting. It's so juicy.
He's a guy that could get you 35 throughout the entire playoffs.
It's a medium rare
each ribeye. His playoff schedule. It's
so that I'll give Dean a slight
beautiful.
edge over that. I'm not going to say shit about my own matchup. You guys can decide.
No, I don't want to say nothing because this is do or die for me. I've went all in. I'm shoving all my chips. I'm so tired of being the 1 seed and losing in the first round every year. Like I can't do it anymore. I'm the Phillip Rivers Chargers in this league. Like I just can't deal it. So it's just I don't know if I'm keeping these guys after this year because some of these guys like Joe Mixon and CMC like they're gonna expire soon.
Yeah.
And like
Did Cleveland ever get the contract extension done with Hunt, or is he becoming a free agent at the end of this year?
I think he's gonna be a free agent.
I think he is going to be a free agent. Probably should hold on though.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Guess what? Too my dynasty team. Ramondre Stevenson out.
Oh yeah.
No, I
two.
mean, yeah,
Another
Kenneth
one. Another
Walker.
one.
Yeah,
Lost another one.
Kenneth Walker died for me, so
Yeah, and
I'm actually
Gabe
glad
Davis
I got the bye.
turned out to be shit.
look, you're saying you're all in. For me, I'm viewing it as like, for me, this is like a 3-year window because I want to at least win one chip with Cooper Kupp and like Tyreek Hill and Justin, like
Yeah,
just that kind of line.
I mean, it's fair though. Like, I mean, I would like to win with Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb, and Jamar Chase and CMC.
Like you're saying you're going to tank. You might not need to necessarily tank next year. Maybe retool.
So the only reason why I don't is because I'm not trying to like suck my own dick, but like I feel like I've actually been a pretty good GM in this league. Like I have 12 wins and I have 2 first-round picks still.
Yeah.
So like I might really not need to do anything, but
you might need to move some guys and get cap on value.
I feel like CMC and Joe Mixon, like it's only a matter of time, right? Like
In terms of dynasty, before they
like these guys are getting older. You know, it really is only a matter of time.
I'm feeling that way about Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, like and to be honest, even if I had Derrick Henry,
I miss him so much.
I know you had him in Dynasty.
That's
Mike
what killed
Thomas.
me. That's what killed me.
It was just going from that 2019 season,
That's fucking double-digit wins. I
He's
was so
done.
fucking. He's done.
He's done.
He's done.
or easily he's done in New Orleans. He's probably gonna appear somewhere else and just reemerge.
Well, now it's
and
in
be
Dynasty.
healthy.
It's in Dynasty to it's the point to where I can't trade him because I'm not going to get shit for
You
him.
might as well leave him on the bench and
That's what
hope
I'm saying. I just got to hope somehow, some way, he just magically turns back the clock 5 years and
I guess well,
because like my team isn't even that bad. Like quarterbacks,
you just need to keep building.
Like
Don't
Nick
trade
Chubb's
away.
good. Kareem Hunt's going to be a free agent at the end of this year. He'll go somewhere. He's not going to stay in Cleveland. Gabe Davis sucks. Christian Kirk is turning out to be good. Brandon Ayuk is turning out to be good. I'm good at tight end. I have fucking Kenneth Walker. It's just like everybody's dead. Tim Patrick, that fucking killed me when he tore his ACL.
And
Yeah, but
that
he was
fucking killed
crazy
me.
to say that because he's a good player.
Oh, that killed me when he went down.
Yeah.
But it happens. It is what it is. I still have a first-round pick. I have a draft this year. I just got to draft.
He's kind of underrated, Tim
Stay the
Patrick.
course, man.
Just stay the
Keep
course.
building.
Yeah, and I mean, like it's not like you have nothing.
No, it's like it was. I do got to trade Kamara though. He's got to go. It's the time has come. It's
I might have.
execute order 66. It's done.
I would say I might have tried to move off him last year, but you probably couldn't have really capitalized on his value.
I
last
tried to
year,
move him,
so
and it was
yeah.
like the only people that were remotely interested. You didn't want him, which I knew you weren't. I was just trying to get
Oh,
rid of him.
yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to.
Tom
give up
wanted him,
anything
but
for
Tom was
him.
going to give me a 7th-round pick. I'm not trading Alvin Kamara for a 7th-round pick. Like, I'm sorry,
Tom
It's
just
not happening.
Sends trades and tries to get guys. for
Closes his
free.
eyes, presses the keyboard, and sends it. That's right.
It's basically like he's like maybe he'll be like really tired or drunk or high or something, and he'll accept it. But I think you need a quarterback, Tim. in Dynasty.
I'm just gonna roll with Jared Goff.
No, but like for the future, like you need a quarterback. You need another running back.
I do have the QB for the future. It's just gonna be a hot minute.
Well, you have Malik Willis. He might be nothing though. I
actually think he's gonna turn out to be okay. But I don't know. It's one of those things where because now I'm at an impasse because never should have traded you my pick because I could take a QB because there's a lot of them in this year's draft. But
I still wouldn't take a QB like the 4th pick.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No,
I couldn't. I knew who I would take. If I had that pick, I know who I'm taking.
Well, Bijan Robinson is going number 1 overall, so I hate the.
Yeah, he's going to be
burst your bubble.
He's going to be the first.
I'm not going to get him. I'm not expecting to get him. I just want somebody good, to be honest. Like I don't even care who it is. I don't care if it's a receiver, or a running back. I want somebody who's going to play.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the playoffs. So Dean and Tom, 4 and 5 seeds. Me and Fabio, 3 and 6 seeds, and then
Thomas is going down with the ship. That's all it is.
Down.
Just he's going down with.
I'll either see you or Fabio next week.
I'm hoping it's me. I kind of fucking hate you for losing because I'd rather play Gabe than you. You're a fucking asshole. So like.
Oh, what would Gabe have got in if I won?
No, if you won, you would be playing either Tom or Dean instead of being on my side of the bracket.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So basically, I'm saying my path would have been through Fabio and
Cam.
And I got away from Dean and Fabio, and I thought I was going to get away from you. Or Dean and Tom. And then you fucking switched sides, basically, last second. And
can't. I'm just so glad. Sorry, guys, if you're but I'm just so glad Dean and Tom, one of them has to be eliminated in the first round.
Because they're demons, man.
I'm just so tired.
They win so much, and it's...
I'm so sick of them.
Well...
It should be a fun playoffs for sure.
I'm
excited.
Wait, we're all excited and happy and all this, and then next week we're just gonna come back and all be depressed and just
we're all out.
I'm gonna be
all of us out.
Just black.
I lost.
Yeah, just
death.
Black.
Just death.
Black.
Darkness.
Darkness. You play all year just for black.
Just
sitting down on Sunday watching Red Zone and
you're gone. That's
just sitting there watching Red Zone and Gus Edwards rips off an 80-yard black.
You get hit by a
aneurysm.
It's just an aneurysm. Done. Gus Edwards, 80-yard touchdown. That's it.
Fucking done.
It's the last sight I see before I die.
All right, well, it's time to dance the dance now. We are here. I wish everybody good luck.
Hope you guys all win.
Everybody wins a championship. I hope I win a championship over everybody I'm playing with.
Yeah,
so
same.
that's my goal.
That being said, good luck to you.
Good luck to you.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
It's been a while for yours truly.
And we'll catch you next week.
Yep.
Time to dance.
Time to dance.
Buds are out.
See ya.